What is the one project or cause that you feel most passionate or strongly about?
Well, that goes to my hours of volunteerism up at Ingalls Park. I am very dedicated to making sure that park are one of our shining gems here in the city. Right now, we are trying to fill it up as much as we can with shows. Patty Ireland is doing an excellent job of booking it. We need to finish it, and by doing that, but one of the ways I like to see it finished is that all the users and residents form what I call a foundation group that helps fund that program beyond what we get from our general funds, and to do that. And finish some of the capital improvement funds that needed up there. We should be utilizing more private investment along with the public use up there. So if we can form a foundation, I think we can get those funds to do that. Thank you.
Lance.
Well, over the years I've been involved in many different causes to try and help. But as I said earlier, the Narconians helping Narconians is probably the most and dearest to my heart. To date, we've already accomplished 10 different projects and bringing that quality of life back to our seniors. When they look in their yard, they just feel so overwhelmed. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how they're going to pay to get it cleaned up. They know their neighbors aren't happy. So when somebody reaches out to them and says, hey, we're here to help you. We're all Narconians. We're going to help you, and this is not going to cost you a nickel. They can't believe it, and when you're done, you'll see tears in their eyes. They are so overwhelmed that this community just reaches out together and just pulls together, comes in and cleans up. And this also teaches those kids community service and giving back to our town.
Thank you. Jason.
Volunteerism, specifically when it comes to juveniles, when it comes to young adults, being a part of our youth programs. I was a police explorer advisor for about 6 years. I promoted up and had to move on. They wouldn't let me in the unit anymore. But that volunteer work I did with those kids, watching those kids come in as young teenagers to growing up, becoming 18, 19, getting jobs, moving on with life, doing great in their careers, great in their lives. Our youth programs absolutely change the way youth are. Being a police officer for as long as I have, you can tell those kids that have been involved in youth programs. You can tell those folks who have been involved in the community, who go out and play soccer, who go out and play football, they do the Pop Warner thing, the ASO thing, they join the Explorer programs. Those kids that get involved, and more importantly, the adults that facilitate those programs absolutely change those lives in a better direction.
Thank you.
When I look at Norco and the way it is right now, I know that has happened because of a lot of passionate people that are involved in community organizations that help to preserve our lifestyle. I also know that a lot of the activities that take place in this town are run by volunteers. If we look at those groups, those committees, we don't see a lot of youth involved in those groups, and that concerns me. Quite frankly, I would think I'm kind of in the middle range there as far as volunteer and a participant, and quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't bring our youth up and get them involved in our organizations and get them passionate about this town and what this town stands for, quite frankly, they may not be there in 20 years to help maintain what we have. I think we're at a critical point in getting the youth involved and feeling valued in this community.
Lisa.
I'm going to talk about two of my passions. Being a multiple horse owner and a rodeo girl, I'm very much into Ingalls. I would love to see it finished. I think it could be wonderful if you had, I mean, how many have ever seen the master plan? It's terrific if we could ever get it done. But I also have friends who have children who are not into horses. And they constantly say we need another outlet for our children. They are tired of going to Eastville to go to the skate park. They are tired of trying to find a friend who has a swimming pool so they can go swimming. So trying to find a way for us to build a skate park for our kids and for a way for us to rehab our pool or build a new pool would be things that I would like to see done. Those are very important to me. I think we really need to welcome, you know, new ideas for our children.
Sure. Yes, sir, go ahead.
When I was in Tehachapi, I raised foster kids. Raised 25 of them. And we were their last hope. Whenever they reached our home out of Bakersfield, we were the last hope before juvenile hall. We were on a ranch with pigs and horses and chickens and rabbits and everything else, and we would take the rough ones, 13 to 17. At 18, they'd kick them out of the system. I brought that, and Robin is right on. What she said about engaging these youth, do you realize that 18 to 35 is the least voting age group of any of them? And if we don't engage them in the high school level, we're going to lose them at the first level of voting range.